some of the people here today. You have been unbelievable. It's our White House AI and crypto czar, David Sachs, who's done such a great job. And he has a show now. I've become a showman, but a couple of years ago, right? It's probably 2 years ago now in San Francisco, and I did his show. And I heard he's a very smart guy, and we had a great show. You kept it going a lot longer, and is that still your highest rated ever show? Oh, he knows what to say. He knows what. He had a rating that he had millions and millions of people. He said, "What's going on?" But we had a great show. And I said, that guy's really smart. I said, if I get elected, I was running at that time, if I get elected, we're going to bring him into government in some ways. He's worth a fortune. He's made a lot of money. He's a very rich billionaire. But this is more important, isn't it? This is me too. It's like, doesn't matter. This is much. I know Howard and I talk about it all the time. Howard could go back to his wonderful brokerage firm, hire one or two people, and it's not the same as what you're doing, right? We're doing the biggest deals in the world. Actually, the deal we're doing now in tariffs is the biggest, when you add it up, the biggest deal ever made in history. It could be 1,000 IBMs. I mean, if you think of it, it's the biggest deal ever done. So it's hard to go back to a brokerage firm and, make $79,000 commission on the sale of a stock, right? That's true. But I want to ask David. So David's been fantastic. He's done an incredible job. And I'd like to ask David to come up, say a few words. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right, thank you, President Trump. It's a great honor to be here, and it's true that I'd never expected to work in government at all, and then everything changed after President Trump came on my podcast, and I accepted this job as crypto czar because I thought it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to work for a president who really wants to get things done for the American people, and if anything, that's been an understatement. The first 6 months of this administration have been more successful than any administration in American history. What's been done? It's just been incredible. President Trump has worked at tech speed. We're used to working fast in Silicon Valley, but even this is fast for us in Silicon Valley, the speed at which you move, President Trump. It's really incredible. And now today, you have another historic legislative achievement that is a monumental step to fulfilling your promise to making the United States the crypto capital of the world. This Genius Act will unlock American dominance in the crypto industry by creating clear rules of the road. It will update archaic payment rails with a revolutionary new payment system. And it will extend U.S. dollar dominance, like you said, globally, by creating a digital dollar that people all over the world can use. And for every digital dollar in a crypto wallet, there'll be a traditional dollar in a U.S. bank account, which will create trillions of dollars of demand for U.S. Treasuries. So that is the power of this bill, is U.S. dollar dominance. This is a huge promise made and promise kept by President Trump. And there's just a few other people I'd like to thank. First, my family for being here. Thank you. And Bo Hines, who President Trump mentions, the director of our crypto council, he really did the heavy lifting here. So Bo, I just want to thank you again. And my chief of staff, Tracy Johnson, as well, who also does the heavy lifting. And Bill Hagerty and French Hill and all the congressmen and senators who have already been mentioned by President Trump, so I'll save the time, but it was really been an honor to work with all of you. This was really a team effort, but most of all, I want to thank President Trump for accomplishing what nobody thought was possible, and it's true that just earlier this week, the media was reporting that this bill was dead. This bill was dead, and then the media didn't know one thing, that we had a secret weapon. We have a deal maker in chief. And thanks to President Trump, he stepped in and saved this bill. And it's because of your vision, your leadership, your determination, your skill that we're all here today. So thank you very much, President Trump.
At a recent rally hosted by President Donald Trump, what was expected to be a traditional campaign event took an unexpected and electrifying turn. The crowd, gathered to hear Trump speak on his usual platform of conservative values, border security, inflation, and criticisms of the current Biden administration, witnessed a moment that quickly dominated headlines and social media feeds. An unannounced guest speaker took the stage and completely stole the spotlight. Who was the unexpected speaker? The unexpected speaker was not a high-ranking politician or celebrity, at least not in the traditional sense. Instead, it was a passionate, unknown American citizen named Samuel Rodriguez, a former Marine and small-town business owner from Ohio, who was invited last minute by Trump's campaign team to share his story. According to inside sources, the decision to allow Rodriguez to speak came just minutes before he walked onto the stage, following a backstage conversation with Trump aides that left them emotionally moved. The message that moved millions. Rodriguez's short but powerful speech focused on the struggles of everyday Americans in today's economy, particularly veterans. He spoke with raw emotion about how inflation, medical care gaps, and job insecurity have deeply impacted the lives of blue-collar families like his. What truly captured the crowd's attention, however, was his authentic delivery and heartfelt tribute to the American flag, which he saluted with tears in his eyes. "I don't need a teleprompter," Rodriguez said. "I need my country back. I need our voices to matter again. And I need leaders who don't forget the people who served and sacrificed." His words resonated deeply with the audience, many of whom stood up to applaud, cheer, and chant, "USA! USA!" before he even finished. The crowd's reaction was so overwhelming that Trump himself, who was waiting in the wings, appeared momentarily taken aback by the reception. Trump's response. When Trump finally took the stage, he acknowledged Rodriguez immediately. "That's the kind of American hero we're fighting for," Trump said, nodding in Rodriguez's direction. "You don't see that kind of passion on CNN, folks." Trump went on to refer to Rodriguez multiple times throughout his speech, using his story to emphasize his campaign's focus on veterans, law enforcement, and struggling middle-class families. He also hinted that Rodriguez might be brought back for future events, saying, "We might have to bring him on the trail with us." Media reaction. Mainstream media outlets scrambled to cover the viral moment. While some left-leaning media tried to downplay the significance, conservative outlets and commentators hailed it as a defining moment in Trump's 2024 campaign, a reminder of his continued influence over grassroots voters and his ability to connect emotionally through storytelling and spontaneous moments. Social media lit up as clips of Rodriguez's speech quickly circulated on TikTok, X, formerly Twitter, and Instagram. Influencers, veterans groups, and political commentators praised his words, calling them the real voice of America. Public sentiment. Many saw the moment as more than just campaign drama. For Trump supporters, it was a reflection of the core issues being neglected by mainstream politics: patriotism, real-life struggles, and authentic leadership. For undecided voters, Rodriguez's unfiltered plea might just have shifted their attention back to Trump's platform, especially in critical swing states. The bigger picture. In an age where political events are carefully scripted, Rodriguez's surprise appearance reminded the country of the power of authenticity. It also highlighted Trump's ongoing strategy to present his movement as powered not by elites, but by everyday Americans with powerful stories. Whether planned or purely spontaneous, one thing is certain: Samuel Rodriguez's speech has added new momentum to Trump's campaign trail and sparked a national controversy.